Let's get straight into it. Number 10. Margarine. There was a time when butter ruled the market, and the dairy industry was determined to protect its dominance. Then margarine appeared, cheaper and nearly identical in taste, and it sparked outrage. Dairy producers pressured governments to ban it, and in many cases, they succeeded. By the late 1800s, over 30 U.S. states had outlawed margarine. Others couldn't ban it outright, so they took a different route. They forced manufacturers to dye it pink, not a pleasant pink, but something deliberately unappetizing. The idea was simple. If it looked disgusting, people wouldn't want it. That plan failed. People continued buying margarine because it was affordable. So lawmakers tried again, banning any yellow coloring entirely. Margarine had to be sold in its natural pale, almost white form, similar to lard. To get around this, companies sold small packets of yellow dye separately. Customers would mix the color in at home themselves. Picture someone standing in their kitchen, kneading dye into a bland white block just to make it look normal. This situation went on for years. Canada pushed it even further. Quebec didn't fully legalize yellow margarine until 2008, around the same time smartphones were taking off. While the world moved forward, they were still debating butter substitutes. Eventually, these restrictions disappeared. Despite decades of opposition, margarine still came out on top. Number 9. Celebrating Christmas. Today it's known as a joyful holiday, but at one time celebrating Christmas could get you fined. In 1659, Massachusetts banned it completely. The Puritans believed the holiday had no real biblical foundation. December 25th wasn't mentioned in Scripture, and they saw Christmas as a chaotic, pagan-style festival disguised as religion. And honestly, it wasn't entirely peaceful back then. In Europe, Christmas often meant loud gatherings where crowds demanded food and drinks from the wealthy. It could easily turn into disorder. The ban lasted more than 20 years. Even after it ended, Christmas didn't immediately become popular in America. It wasn't declared a federal holiday until 1870. Most traditions we associate with it today, decorated trees, gift exchanges, and family celebrations, developed in the 1800s. What is now considered wholesome once had legal consequences. Number 8. Cars. When automobiles first appeared, people reacted with fear instead of excitement. They were noisy, produced strange smells, and frightened horses, sometimes causing accidents. Governments quickly stepped in. In Britain, the 1865 Red Flag Act limited speeds to just 2 mph in towns and 4 mph in rural areas, slower than a walking pace. It also required 3 people per vehicle, including one person walking ahead waving a red flag. Yes, someone had to walk in front of the car as a warning. Some areas even required drivers to stop completely if a horse was approaching. At the time, many believed cars were just a passing trend. Now, there are over 1 billion cars worldwide. Number 7. Pants. In 1800, Paris passed a law banning women from wearing trousers. And surprisingly, it wasn't officially removed until 2013. There were exceptions. Women could wear pants while riding a horse or bicycle, but once they stepped off, they were technically breaking the law. Similar rules existed in parts of the U.S., where wearing clothing associated with the opposite gender could lead to arrest. In the 1850s, Amelia Bloomer promoted practical clothing for women, including trousers. The reaction was harsh. She faced criticism and ridicule. Real change didn't come from acceptance. It came from necessity. During the World Wars, women worked in factories while men were away. Long skirts weren't safe for that kind of work, so trousers became practical, and eventually normal. Number 6. Potatoes. It may sound strange, but potatoes were once feared. When they arrived in Europe during the 1500s, many believed they caused illness, including leprosy. Being part of the nightshade family made them even more suspicious. In 1748, France officially banned them. Then came Antoine-Augustin Parmentier. After surviving on potatoes during captivity, he became their biggest supporter. He promoted them through dinners, gifts to royalty, and a clever trick. He planted potato fields guarded during the day but left unprotected at night. People assumed they were valuable, stole them, and discovered they were safe and tasty. Within a short time, potatoes became a staple across Europe. Number 5. Coffee. There was a time when coffee was seen as dangerous enough to ban. In the 1500s, Some religious leaders labeled it the devil's drink and wanted it outlawed. The Pope chose to try it himself and approved it instead. Still, rulers remained cautious. In 1511, coffee was banned in Mecca because coffee houses encouraged discussion and new ideas, and authorities don't always like that. In some cases, selling coffee was even punishable by death. Before coffee became common, many people drank alcohol daily because clean water wasn't available. Coffee helped shift that, making people more alert and focused. Some historians even connect it to major intellectual movements. Number 4. Blood transfusions. Early blood transfusions were extremely dangerous. Doctors once believed all blood was the same, leading them to experiment with transferring animal blood into humans. The results were often fatal. Because of this, many countries banned the practice for over a century. Everything changed in 1901 when blood types were discovered, making transfusions safe. Today, they save millions of lives. Number 3. Printing without permission. The printing press changed the world and worried those in power. Before it, information spread slowly and could be controlled. Suddenly, ideas could be shared quickly and widely. Governments responded by restricting printing. In some places, unauthorized printing could lead to execution. Despite this, people continued using it to spread ideas. Reformers used printed material to challenge authority, leading to major historical changes. What was once illegal is now considered a basic right. Number 2. Human dissection. For centuries, dissecting human bodies was forbidden. Religious beliefs considered it disrespectful, leaving doctors to rely on outdated knowledge. To learn more, some turned to grave robbing. Bodies were secretly taken for study, and in extreme cases, crimes were committed to supply them. Eventually, governments recognized the importance of medical research and allowed it legally. Modern medicine exists because of those early discoveries. Number 1. Charging interest. Today, interest is a core part of finance, but it wasn't always accepted. For much of history, it was condemned as immoral. Known as usury, it was seen as exploiting others. Lenders faced severe consequences, including losing property and social standing. As trade expanded, the need for loans increased. People found ways around the rules by renaming interest as fees or penalties. Over time, laws adapted. By 1545, it became legal in England, and gradually it became normal worldwide. Now, the entire financial system depends on it.